When you hear the words Las Vegas elopement, you think of a tacky drive-through chapel, a runaway bride with an Elvis impersonator officiating. But in this video, I'll show you that eloping in Vegas can not only be easy, but also chic and even classy. Las Vegas doesn't need an introduction. It's unique, exciting, fun, offering loads of entertainment, especially if you can stay for your honeymoon. You can get a marriage license in a matter of hours, but for a classy elopement, avoid any last-minute reservations, as with anything else. The further ahead you plan, the less stress you'll have and more time you'll have to design an exquisite elopement. First thing, you want to forget the Strip and their traditional mega resorts. Remember, elopements are all about intimacy. And if you want to have a stylish Vegas elopement, get out of town and head to the desert. In 15 minutes or less, more or less, you can leave the neon lights behind you and breathe in the warm sun reflecting from the Sierra Nevada mountains. And just you, your beloved, and a breathtaking location. If you like, after a ceremony, you can return to the Strip for some iconic newlywed photos. That's what Katie and Anthony did after their ultra chic wedding, attended by a few close family members. I'm all about chic, classy, romantic elopements, and I'm not keen on the so-called adventure elopements that have recently popped up. What's romantic about hiking for miles on your wedding day? I love elopements in exquisite natural locations like California, Joshua Tree, or on some remote island like Capri, and I intentionally scout out beautiful locations around the world that are perfect for eloping. But let's keep the romance intact and save the hiking for the honeymoon, maybe. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm the owner of a design and photography studio specializing in classy elopements around the world. I'm also the author of The Elopement Experience, and for over 10 years I've helped couples plan exquisite elopements around the world in the most iconic romantic locations. From Rome to California, Florida, Mexico, Lake Como, Kauai, and beyond. And this channel is all about chic elopements, travel, culture, and photography. And if these topics interest you, consider subscribing so you can be notified each time I post a video. So for classic stylish elopement, I like to include the same elements that are used in formal weddings, such as an amazing officiant, cake cutting, first dance, champagne toast, gourmet dinner, gorgeous florals, and candlelit tables. But for an intimate elopement, you'll want to keep it on a smaller scale without losing any of the sense of movement and style. You want to incorporate details and props that are meaningful to both of you. And each detail should be a reflection of who you are as a couple. And of course, choose a photographer who has experience with intimate weddings. It takes a very different skill to capture those spontaneous, unposed moments when there aren't a lot of guests around. Now, let me walk you through Katie and Anthony's chic Vegas elopement. Initially, they had planned a wedding in Positano, Italy, but they had to cancel due to COVID. And Katie still wanted a glamorous elopement. And when the dry lake bed outside of Vegas came to mind, everything else fell into place. The lake bed looks textured like the surface of the moon, all flat and creamy, with majestic peaks of the Sierra Nevada mountains in the distance. They stayed at the exquisite Green Valley Resort, which is a bit off the Strip, where Katie began her day getting ready in her suite. Then she climbed into the limousine with her sister, parents, and the rest of the family for a 50-minute drive to the site of the ceremony. In the midst of the dry lake bed, they created a floral arch, seating including chairs for her grandparents who had passed away. And the bride wore her grandma's ruby ring, her cover-up, and so she could feel her presence. After the ceremony, the guests were served champagne from a specially organized cart. It was a windy day, and the bride's veil danced in the air, making for gorgeous photos. Wind, by the way, is one of my favorite props. Katie advises couples who want to elope to be in the moment, as the time goes by so fast, and you'll want to savor every second. Since she was a little girl, she wanted a big, glamorous wedding, but the wedding she had was simple yet beautiful and intimate, and she now says she wouldn't have had it any other way. She and Anthony were able to focus on one another without worrying about the guests or arrangements gone wrong. At their engagement party, they had 50 guests and barely been able to see each other all night and hadn't even tasted the food. They knew they didn't want that for their wedding day. Katie says, if you're torn between a big wedding and an intimate one, my vote would be for an intimate elopement. Only invite the people you cannot live without. For Katie, that was her immediate family. Katie thinks that couples should do what feels right for the two of them and not what families want. The day is just about you. Everyone will have an opinion, but it's up to you and your partner to decide how you want to celebrate your marriage. And some other spectacular locations just outside of Las Vegas Strip is the Red Rock Canyon, Mount Charleston, Zion National Park, and Bryce Canyon. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below so that way I know what you like and I can make more videos like this one. And consider subscribing to be notified each time I post a new video. And if you have any questions, please comment below and I'll get back to you shortly. Thank you for watching, and for more inspiration on where to elope, you can check out my playlist for other suggestions in eloping, like in Lake Tahoe, Kauai, California, and beyond. Thank you for watching, and ciao ciao.